Hey guys, welcome back to another Road to Master video. Spectate version today, guys. We are spectating this one because I played this just now. Wasn't intending to record, but this was this is a game you guys want to see. And this was the Clash of the Smurfs. That's what we're going to call this one, guys, because both this Yasuo and this Aurelia here were both smurfing both 75% or 70% win rate players. This is like D2, D3 level. So it's just a complete clash of titans here in this mid lane. It's the whole game's nice. So either way, I'm playing to lead this game, and I'm keeping my eyes peeled on this mid lane because I know this is where stuff's gonna happen, right? So what I do is I do my. You can see me on the minimap at the bottom left of your screen. I start my red buff, and then I go to my scuttle crab, and then I'm kind of just looking around this mid lane. So what I do here is I invade on the Gragas to put some vision down because I want to protect my Yasuo, right? We don't want Yasuo to get ganked here, so we want to protect Yasuo. Maybe I can do a level 2 play or something like that, but Yasuo's pushing pretty hard, so that's not going to happen. It's just look at this, level 3, incredible. That's what kind of game this is going to be, guys. That's the kind of game this is going to be. However, here's me just cleaning through the jungle, minding my own business. Now, I definitely want to have some focus on this mid lane this game because, I mean, this thing is just going to pop off. Both of these guys are dicks, by the way. Their mid laner and our mid laner, they're cocky knobheads. My mid laner is now flaming the enemy mid. You can't see it in the chat, but he's flaming the enemy mid for dying. The enemy mid is flaming his team, and then for some reason enemy mid, he's tilted, he goes in, he dies, and now he starts playing even harder here. Now listen, buddy, that's your fault. That's not your team's fault. That is your fault. What you doing? What you doing? You can't be doing that. Anyway, so the whole reason that last play worked is because Aurelia. Firstly, well, there's two reasons. Firstly, Aurelia, you're an idiot. Second reason, you got no summoners. Really has no summoners, and that makes it really easy for us. I'm going to rewind here. So that makes it really easy for us to make an aggressive play. And you saw the way the minion waves were positioned. It made it so that this, it's pushing forward for the Aurelia here. And again, I wanted to go mid lane here, but there's a cheeky little dive in this bot side. So I want to be a part of this one. We get a nice initiation off onto the Alistair here. Now at this point, this guy is basically a free kill. I mean, look at his health. But it's a really good heal, and I kind of bottle it here, because I have my worked ground right here, which means my Q's not going to be doing that much damage. And you never really know, like the Sivir, how much damage he's going to be putting out. So just chill out here, 1 for 1, protect the dive. Would have been nice to go mid lane in this scenario, but this is also fine. And so how much gold am I sitting on? I'm sitting on 1800 gold here. So I'm going to go and get my components from my runic echoes. And just look at this. It's just non-stop fighting in this mid lane. Non-stop. And look at all the spam pings coming through. Yasuo spam pinging. Aurelia is spam pinging as well. At this point, Jano is coming mid basically just because she knows that this Yasuo is smurfing and she wants to get him ahead. But it kind of sucks because it really isn't good for Lucian, who's now getting zoned 2v1. But she shows back in time, so it's okay. And this right here, as soon as this wave bounces back into us, which I'm just going to do here, I'm going to come in for a play. So Yasuo is level 6 right now, which means that he can ult it off of my seismic shroud, or he can just set himself up for an ult. The ideal one is for him to ult or to knock her up, and then I follow up with the seismic shroud, because else it's just a bit unreliable. It's going to be kind of hard to hit us. So what happens here? Bam! There's the knock up into my abilities. Bam! Easiest gonk of a million. So that is 3. I'm 0-3 now. 0-0-3 at this point, guys. Really good stuff. See that the red buff is spawning. Going to be taking this one away here, using the blast cone to secure my escape. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm basically ignoring every lane that isn't this mid lane right here, because I know, okay, this is my Smurf, this is their Smurf. So by going mid lane, not only do I activate my win condition, I shut down theirs. And whenever you've got this kind of situation where you have someone that's doing really well, you can play into that person, put your faith in that person, and they're going to carry it. At the end of the day, you can say, yo, I do this all the time, but my laners can't carry. I mean, as a jungler, that's just what sucks about playing jungle, is you just have to put your faith in someone, you know? Enemy bot lane is also pushed out here, so I'm going to use my Weaver's Wall, the unique way of initiating ganks as a Talia, where you can just cut people's escape paths off. Sivir doesn't use the flash there either for some reason, but that's still good for us. And this vision that we put down in the river, that's going to spot out stuff here, so spam pinging this bad boy, spam pinging it, because we don't want this guy to die unnecessarily by himself, especially considering, bear this in mind guys, you can't see the chat. I mean, you can see this chat because I can't get rid of it for some reason, but bear in mind fellas, these guys are hard flaming. Both of these guys are hard flaming each other and their team. You may also notice here that my topside jungle is up, with including my blue buff, but I'm being a good boy and I'm running into this mid lane because I saw that there's something going down here. There's something going down, so I'm going to be a good boy and I'm going to help that one out. And now we're about 3,000 gold up at the 9-minute mark. I'm 303, almost a 100% kill participation outside of that Yasuo First Blood. That is a 100% kill participation. We've got good farm. We're securing. We've can jungle a little bit. We're getting ganks in multiple lanes. We're just doing some really good stuff. That's it. So don't want to forget to farm though. That's important. So let me pick up my Runic Echoes. Got my tier 2 boots as well. Didn't mention my runes guys, but the standard runes that I do in all my Talia gameplays. It is Electrocute, Cheap Shot, and then I like Eyeball. But you can go Eyeball or Ghost Borrow into Ravenous Hunter. Red team double kill. See those question mark pings coming through. You can't see it. Let me put it up here. But that's Yasuo question mark pinging his teammates because they died. Like he's flaming. He ain't happy. Secondary, I've gone for the stopwatch because I think it's been quite useful versus that earlier, and I got as well. So let's go for that cheeky little Herald play here. We can use this one to unlock the mid lane, which is exactly what we're going to do. Perfect timing for us. My teammates just arrived in the mid lane themselves too. Woo, that is what I should do. And look at this one. Sivir uses the spell shield. I don't know how I got that kill. Was that the Herald slash getting that kill? I don't know. Either way, it's another kill for us. And getting some damage on that tower too. We don't want to overstay though. Overstaying it's bad. It's probably the easiest way to throw games in League. I do this way too much as well, where I just overstay. I don't want to do that. We've got to play. Let's chill out. Let's see what we can do here. But here we go. So Yasuo's gone greedy as hell. He's gone aggressive. You know this guy has no off switch. So I join the fight with my Weaver's Wall. We take down the Gragas. The Alistair is going to have a similar fate here as well. Urgot does run away, but that's all fine. The blue buff is up. We can push this bot side tower down as well. And now we've extended our lead to 4k at the 14-minute mark. And this is where things get really weird for me. So this E is kind of weird. My seismic shells misses, but now I have, you can't see it on the spectator bug, but basically this whole area right here where I want to fight is on my worked ground. I really need to move here, but it's just not happening. So my Qs are just not doing any damage. There's another worked ground here because of when I was taking the dragon beforehand. Finally finished off the Aurelia. He's going to flash. I'm going to flash. We're going to... Oh, he's going to auto-attack me. I'm going to finish him off with a Q. Man, that's just... I mean, I missed my W. That was the biggest one there. And there was one Q I threw out, like, around here that was just on the edge of my worked ground. But honestly, and this is going to sound really lame, guys. Okay, it's going to sound really, really lame. There genuinely is, okay, and I promise you this is real. You can Google it if you want or look on Twitter. There's a bug right now where you can't see Rift Heralds, Scuttle Crabs, Rift Scuttles, like this here in game. If you go and play a game, you won't be able to see this. And the same for my Talia Q. You can't see it. If it's on the ground, you can't see it. Which is really weird. So that must have been what happened to me there as well. I mean, it was close either way, but I know that sounds like a lame excuse, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Missing the W was a big mistake anyway. Alright, shut down from Yasuo onto the Sivir. This is going to start a... how do I want to put this? This will be telling for how the rest of this game goes. We'll put it that way. 600 gold shut down on the Sivir. Not very nice. And of course at this time he's blaming his team for not grouping around him. Defending our Talon here, we want to make sure that the way we're playing this one, that we're going for those objectives, because you already have the gold lead, and gold lead is kind of like a means to an end. Essentially, what I'm saying there is if you have the gold lead, you can use that to get other stuff. Gold lead itself doesn't mean anything. It makes you stronger, and by getting stronger, you can then take objectives, but it's those objectives that mean stuff. It's not actually gold lead itself. Does that make sense? So you want to make sure that you're still getting those objectives. So we go topside, we get this tower here. We know the dragon is spawning soon, which means the enemy team might actually just go for that dragon. So instead, we decide to go for that topside tower. Kind of just trading objectives, really. It's going to be a free kill for us onto that Gragas. And we've got facial nest here as well. We do a lot of damage onto him. A lot of damage. And he's dead. Sivir is dead as well. Aurelia is soon to follow. So that is 4 kills for us. We only lose the Janna. We are 17 minutes into the game and we have a 5k gold lead at this point. Pretty good stuff. Our Smurf is popping off. Their Smurf is kind of feeding and he's also flaming, so that's nice. Don't worry guys, things get a lot more spicy than this. 7-1 and 6 by the way. I haven't even mentioned myself. 7-1 and 6 at this point, securing all the objectives. It's a good game to be a jungler. Using vision here. Whoop, bonk. He's dead. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, let's try and get this mid tower here. It's really low on health. Bam, excellent stuff. Aurelia's in that top side and Gragas is dead. We can just work away very slowly at this tower. Don't want to dive, don't do anything crazy here. Yasuo has gone a little bit too deep. This is fine. Or not. So here we go. Yasuo just goes ridiculously deep here. Just gets caught out of position. Seismic Shove doesn't really achieve too much. I get grabbed into the Fear Beyond Death. I do have my stopwatch, and that's the second time that I tried to use my stopwatch, but used it too late. Either way, it doesn't matter. That's going to be 4 kills for nothing in favor of the enemy team. And we're still 5,000 gold ahead. But this is the kind of thing, you know, Yasuo gets too greedy here. He sort of, well, basically tower dies, and then he dies instantly. And he's a lot, I put at least a lot of my eggs into the Yasuo basket here. He has to be able to carry, you know, and this is a mistake by him. He goes too aggressive here. All that lovely business. But if you notice as well, this Aurelia picked up a couple kills in that fight. And Aurelia has been farming up. She's at 140 CS right now, which is pretty competitive. Obviously, the exception being this Yasuo, who is, you know, just popping off. But outside of that, it's a pretty competitive CS total. And here is my time getting quite out of position. I don't know what I'm thinking with this, with everything here basically. My stopwatch isn't going to achieve anything. I hope with the flash maybe Alistair would headbutt me to safety or something like that, but that's not going to happen either. I just die, waste my stopwatch, and then Q in the wrong direction for good measure. But now we have to be careful, okay, because I'm dead and so is Gragas. But can you tell me, if you look at this guys, which one of these two dickheads is more valuable to a team? It's going to be me, the 7-3 and 7 Talia versus the 1-5-6 Gragas. So we still have to respect this, and the way these champions are set up, this team comp, people like Urgot, people like Aurelia, these kind of bruiser champions, they're good in small scale fights because they've got a good mix of tankiness and damage, which means that they're still going to be able to focus people down, but they're not going to die fast enough so that someone like Yasuo or whatever would just melt through them. So the smaller amount of people you have in a fight, the more these bruisers kind of benefit from that. For example, if I were here and you start adding more people to the fight, I have a high chance of actually one-shotting these people or actually getting enough damage to take them down. They're tankier, they're not indestructible, but you do need to put more resources into actually killing them to be able to kill them, but they still have the damage. Does that make sense? So essentially, you've got a lot of damage dealers here and a lot of tankiness as well. So if we're going to continue this fight, it's extremely risky. So you can see Janna flashes away from that one, and Talon's going to have to run away too. We just really need to be careful here, but this is not really being careful. Fortunately, Alistair's bad, but fortunately, we're even worse. He gave us the disengage, and we decided to actually re-engage on it as well. So that's going to be Yasuo falling down here. And I mean, on the plus side, that death doesn't really mean anything. I'm not going to get anything from that. It just stalls the game out. And then look at Aurelia here. She's now 6-5. So as you can see, what started off as being like a really one-sided kind of duel, so to speak, between this Yasuo and Aurelia. Yasuo 100% just stomped on Aurelia. It's almost pretty equal at this point. If we look at the gold totals here, Yasuo is about 1,000 gold in the lead, which is really not crazy considering the early game that he had. And a lot of that honestly just comes down to the fact that we have 6 towers in this game and the enemy team has 2. So as far as like the individual gold is concerned, legitimately, it means nothing as far as it goes. Like Yasuo does not have that much more gold than Aurelia at this point. The Talon is actually going to be doing something the Talon should be doing, which is picking people out of position. He had to go top lane this game because Yasuo was actually given the top lane. But Yasuo didn't want to go top lane, so he went mid. So Talon has to go top, so he hasn't been able to get the roams on that much. But still, we get another picking Alistar out of position here. And now at this point, we just need to wait for this minion wave and then we can siege here. But again, we have to be careful. Alistar is dead, but they're still pretty strong. Got to respect this one. Don't go too crazy here. This is a bit too crazy though. Getting in under the tower. Just, I mean, I don't know, like, it's a 1-for-1, which is actually fairly decent for us. But it's still a bit ridiculous. And at this point, Yasuo starts flaming that we are useless and don't do anything. Fair enough, I guess. I'm using the Baron as a little bit of a bait here. But this is where things are going to get a little bit spicy as well. Because this game lasts a lot longer than 23 minutes. I'll tell you that much right now. And it's just... I don't know. You'll see. You guys will see. Let's keep our farm up here. Keep that pace going. Yasuo is... Where is Yasuo? Yasuo is split pushing as he should be on a champion like Yasuo. Talon... Trading 1-for-1 in that top side. It's okay. It could be worse. Of course, we want to make sure they're not going for that Baron here when they did see Yasuo bot side. But they won't go for that. Especially since Yasuo is now missing. Although he's not anymore. But still, we just want to make sure here, what's important for us now is we don't want to die. You know, there's 4 people missing from the enemy team here. They have good engage with the Urgot, who's got Righteous Glory. And the Alistar, who obviously is Alistar. So we still need to respect that one. But now, Yasuo is holding bot side. We can collapse onto the Civ in the mid lane, potentially. I use my ulti to try and catch out of position. That one's not going to work. In the end, I'm just going to disengage from that. Tried, potentially, you know, maybe we can get something going here. I feel like on Talia it is a bit hard to get good ultimates off as the game goes on. Yeah, you have to use your brain a lot more to, like... You want to use it for the terrain rather than the mobility, if that makes sense. So it kind of changes the dynamic, and I think that's a bit harder to do. But either way, we are ahead in this game. Why don't we just play some ARAM? Get a nice engage onto the Urgot. He's not quite going to die, but Yasuo goes really deep into the backside here. And the problem with that is he's squishy, doesn't have a J. He is going to instantly die. And meanwhile, this Aurelia is basically 1v3 in here. A perfectly timed seismic shove, fortunately for us, is going to pick her up on the backside there. But still, that would mean if we don't get that kill, we lose this fight horrifically. That's a really bad fight for us if we don't kill that Aurelia, which fortunately we were able to do, and then get Alistar afterwards as well. And this is where the kind of like this is where the brain gets switched on, and we actually do something good here. So I'm going to pause and explain how this one went down and how this is good, and just the things that you want to be thinking about. So as soon as you win that team fight, you're thinking, okay, we now have more people than they have. How do we use that to get something in our advantage? And the answer is always going to be, okay, can we take something here? Can we get an objective here? If you're low on health, that obviously becomes harder to do, but you never want to recall or just disengage from a fight without getting anything unless you are really low on health or something like that. So in this situation, there's a big minion wave pushing up in the top side, and we already have minions pushing in the bot side quite close to this bot side tower. So let's pick, if we could go mid here as well, but if we go to the bot side, it then has a push going 2 sides furthest away from each other, which makes it very hard to defend both top and bot because they are far away from each other compared to if it was like bot and mid or mid and top, where it's kind of easy to clear out one wave and then move a little and clear out another wave. So in this situation, we're splitting this push into 2 sides of the map here. And obviously our wave is going to be crashing into the enemy's base first. So this one is going to be dealt with. The enemy team is going to be coming into this one first. But the top side is also building up a massive wave here. So at this point, it's easy for us to get our wave cleared out. But Talon goes for this top side, and now they obviously have to rubber band, and they're getting pulled left and right, left and right. So with the fact that they go top, we can go back bot side. We pick up this tower. Don't overstay. Baron is also up here as well. You don't want to die at this point in the game. Excuse me. And so from being smart about where we were going there and which lanes we were pushing, we get an inhibitor tower. All good stuff here. We're also going to pick up the enemy blue buff and this Cloud Dragon. And I'm going to pick up T, which is great. Now we see. Wait, I just wanna. I took a bit of a cup of tea break there, but this is quite an important play right here. So we see Aurelia on this ward right here. She's moving around. I'm pinging assistance. Jan's pinged assistance, and I'm pinging on the way. I pop my sweeper here because we can see over the wall that is Aurelia's silhouette. Aurelia is going aggressive here. Aurelia is making a play. Pick her out of position, and now the Civ has gone a bit aggressive here. She's not going to get anything out of that one, and that becomes a 2 kill for nothing play for us here. With Alistair also going to follow here too. So we get 3 kills just because of good vision and good map awareness and well executed play there. Which is going to lead us to getting this mid tower, this mid inhibitor, and the bot inhibitor after that as well. So we're now 27 minutes into the game. We're 10,000 gold up. We have 2 inhibitors. And now the game is really easy. It's really easy at this point. Battle of the Smurfs here. Why has it moved around again? Battle of the Smurfs here. What am I doing? There we go. Yasuo is just hard farming here. Wait, I need to rewind this here. Yasuo is hard farming, but Aurelia is picking up some kills. And considering her team is 10,000 gold behind, the fact that she is only 2,000 gold behind, I mean, I guess that's kind of average, isn't it? 2,000. Everyone's going to be 2,000 gold behind, but it's fine. I mean, considering the Yasuo has this much farm and he's the one popping off, it's not too bad. I mean, as you can see, Siva actually has more gold than Lucian. I have a fair amount more than Gragas though. Roughly 4,000 more gold than Gragas, but that's okay. My itemization, by the way, this game, guys, is it started off as like my core build, which is Runic Echoes, Blue Smite, Tier 2 Boots, and Merlinomicon. I go this like every game. It's a good mix of damage, bit of survivability, penetration. It's really good stuff. But now I've gone for this Riley's because with the enemy team, with the Aurelia getting in our face, with the Urgot as well, having that slow I feel like is going to be really valuable. So that's why I picked this Riley's up. It also has good synergy with Liandry's, which we'll be getting later on. And Liandry's burns percentage health, which does even more if they're slowed. So that's where the synergy comes in. And this team, they're going to have a lot of health. And they probably aren't going to be building a huge amount of magic resist because I am the only magic damage threat on our team. When we have a Yasuo, Talon, and Lucian as the other carries, they're not going to be building that much MR. So anyway, they'll be tanky but won't have much magic resist. Now at this point, like I mentioned, the game becomes really, really easy. Okay, really easy. In fact, I cannot imagine something easier than this, except your mama. That was rude. I'm sorry. Your mother's a lovely person. The reason why this is so ridiculously easy here is for one reason. And that reason is, I'm going to guess, maybe 20 to 25 feet tall. Got a good amount of girth, decent amount of length, nice purple kind of tint to it. Nice helmet here as well. Yes, it's the Baron. And this is the next objective on the cards. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And the reason why it's easy peasy lemon squeezy is we've killed these inhibitors. They're going to have super minions pushing in not only 1 but 2 lanes here. And it's the lanes that are the furthest away from the Baron. So if we play patiently here, all we have to do is literally nothing. We do nothing. The minion waves are going to be pushing in. It's going to be really hard for them to defend this. They're going to have to be in the base defending this. And it's going to be really hard for them to defend that. Plus us going for the Baron. So we just do nothing. Let super minions push in. Maybe do a bit of split pushing to help the minion waves push in, crash in, whatever. But ultimately, we don't have to do anything. We're even a really good Baron team. We've got Yasuo, Lucian, Talia, easy peasy lemon fucking squeezy. But of course, some bellend has to go and decide he wants to do a 1v3. And of course it's the guy that's been flaming his whole team the entire game. Has now marked up his 7th death of the game. And this really sucks for us. Like, this honestly is like... that one death right there is the most impactful death of the entire game at this point. Because now we've gone from having a free as heck Baron, for the reasons I mentioned previously, into now a free as heck Baron for them. Like, that is a massive thing to lose Baron on your side and give it over to the enemy side. Now we've killed the enemy jungler here. He's gonna die. Catch him straight out of position. But sadly, this is still a 4v5. Which means that without Yasuo, who especially has been our carry bag this game, it's going to make things really bloody tricky. And we actually go 1 and 3 in this fight. And now we have no vision here. I've got no flash. It's basically pointless for me to try and stop this one. It's just not really going to happen. I'm going to try my best to try and sneak in here, try and do something. But Alistair hex flashes me. I can't jump out of my Weaver's wall. And that's what's going to happen. On the plus side, we do take out a Nexus Tower with the super minions pushing in. But still, it's just like, goddamn, that is just the worst thing to have happen to us here. Like, the game was so easy until this point. It was so easy. The lead has now come down to a 5k gold lead. Or 6k, I should say. 6k gold lead is so much crapper than 10k. And it's lost us to Baron. And if you want to close the game out, Baron is the best thing to do it. So that's going to be a casual 1v2. I actually want to watch that back. How the hell did he do that? So he's just fighting here. I mean, he's got his Conqueror stacked up. That's the important thing here. His Conqueror's already going right now. He's already got his E stacks up as well. Alice is on like 0 health for some reason. And Aurelia as well. I don't know what happened to her E, but she did nothing with her. Yeah, that was good. But Mr. Smurf prevails over the other Mr. Smurf here. Spamming his Mastery 5, as you do. But now that's nice, because we do have 3 people dead on the enemy team. Makes it a lot easier for us to try and do something. Fear Beyond Death is going to catch out the Janna here, which kind of sucks, because both me and Lucian are coming out of spawn. We can siege here in the 3v5, but sadly, you know, Janna already dies here. Yasuo gets kind of chunked out. It makes things a lot harder, and now Alistair is also respawning. Ray is respawning. I mean, you can just see, like, imagine if we had Baron up here. I mean, this game should be so easy for us. Urgot's a bit of a raid boss at this point as well, as you can see. She's making ridiculous plays. And Sivir, you always have to respect Sivir as the game goes on. She now has 4 items. And Sivir is arguably the strongest AD carry in the game when she picks up some items. So we just, like, the enemy team is stalling this one out really, really well. And we're not really getting anything to close this game out. Like, we're struggling a huge amount to actually get something significant here. And by the way, this is going to sound really lame, but I lagged out here. I know this is 2 excuses in one game. I know, I don't usually do these excuses. Right here when I stop. There. Or was it here? I can't remember. My game froze for like a second and a half. I don't know whether it would have saved me. It would have saved me, yeah. I wouldn't have died there, because I got my Weaver's Wars up. A really weird time to die. To like freeze out and die. But to be fair, on the other hand, it's kind of good, because it means that, I mean, that death there is pretty pointless. Like, it doesn't mean anything. So if I'm going to choose a death to have, that's a pretty good death to have there. To something like that, if it happened during a team fight, then that would be very bad. Alrighty. So, there's my dead body, guys. And here is our Smurf. He's almost completed his last item here. At this point in the game, as you can imagine, he's getting pretty aggy at everyone. You know, this game should have been over 10 minutes ago. It's dragging on here. And it's kind of weird, because sometimes when he makes mistakes, he was typing like, my bad. I think he typed my bad like 2 or 3 times this game, which is quite a lot, honestly, for someone to admit their mistakes when they died. But then he was hard flaming us. Like, really angry at us. For some other stuff. It just didn't seem to make sense. It's like, are you humble or are you a dickhead? In the end, I concluded he's pretty much a dickhead, but still. Oh, I look away for 1 second, and Siva gets a kill. That's great. But I mean, that's just the story of the game, innit? People getting caught out of position, randomly dying. It happens. It happens. Now, we do have someone dead here, which means it's easier for the enemy team to try and make a play. I'm just going to use my sweeper to see if I can get on some position here. That's fine, it's warded. We'll get rid of that one. And I am hovering around the bot side just in case Yasuo, and maybe Aurelia overextends to kill some minions and Yasuo goes in. We can kill someone very fast, so if I want to hover around, and even if they think they can gank him, like if they go for, even if they send like 3 people bot, we can probably 2v3 depending on the scenario. But there's a chance it can happen. Trying to protect the old Janna here, and we all know what's happening right here. We know what's happening. By the way, the fact that this Gragas is a higher level than me is an absolute travesty. Legitimate. It is a crime. My CS is not that high, but I'm still like 3,500 gold ahead of this guy. Like I should not be a low. I have the same CS as him. I should not be a lower level than him. That's ridiculous. Anyway, Gragas is going to go for this E-Flash engage, which is pretty good. The only downside here is that his team's not really in position for this one. But of course, with Talon being in spawn, it makes things a bit easier for us. And here we're just going to do a cheeky little disengage. And this right here, that's such a good, whatever my E is called. I can't remember what it's called, but it's such a good E. Is it Umro there? I don't know. But they're just coming into a choke point here, which makes it really hard for these guys to fight. And especially right here, I'm going to go into the fog of war. I'm going to use my W, get that seismic shove onto the Siva. That's going to pop her heal and almost pop her GA. And I'm going to use my Weaver's Wall to try and finish off this Siva. Now, I do have my Zonius at this point, so I'm going to use it here. I think I should have... Well, I don't know. It's fine. I'm not going to die here. There goes the GA. Sadly, Lucian does die, but he's going to get picked up by the Yasuo here, so that's not a problem. And I just mistimed my W here. I know I have to time it perfectly, because if I don't, then Siva's going to spell shield. And now, we've killed 4 members of the team. There's 3 of us alive, and there's 1 Nexus Tower, and... There's 1 Nexus Tower, and just naked inhibitors. Honestly, what we should have done here is Yasuo should have chased down Siva, because Talon and me can probably just end this game. Like, we don't need Yasuo to end this game, but we need to stop Siva from recalling, and we couldn't do that. Talon tried and just died instantly. I'm gonna die here. Sadly, picking up that tower aggro as Yasuo drops it. And again, this is where the game should end at this point. We kill the Siva. We get a nice cheeky little push into the base. This guy is screwed. Ain't getting out of this one. Oh wait, yes he is. 100% he's out of that one. Alright. Now, Aurelia here, we've got to keep good tabs on this guy, because, I mean, he's now got the same items as this. I mean, Yasuo's probably sitting like 3k gold or something. 4k gold. You know, Aurelia's sitting on, she needs like half level, and then she's on her full build, so she's scary. She is scary. She's gonna hurt quite a lot. Gotta make sure that we're not gonna... Oh, I'm yawning! Ooh, apologies. Holy moly, where did that come from? I've not been stifled. I didn't think I've been stifling a yawn. I don't really have been. Anyway, Baron is about to respawn. They took the first one. Let's see if we can take this second one. The inhibitor is down for a little while longer. I'm going to ping this one out, because we do have a pretty good Baron team here. As Talon is going to go for this back door. We rush it down. Now, there's only one problem here, guys. Do you know what this one problem is? Do you know what the one problem is here? Where's Gragas? Where's Gragas? There's Gragas. Sadly, I can tell you, I got hard flame for this one. There is Yasuo pinging my smite. I mean, it's a 50-50 smite, what can I say? If 2 junglers are in the pit at the time that Baron goes down, it's 50-50. I was a bit surprised that this... Oh wait, anyway, here's a team fight. 3-man seismic shove there to pick off the Absolute Ogre and the Aurelia. Yasuo is going to die, and he is our major carry. And without the Yasuo, we've already got Talon dead from ages ago. That's going to be 3 members of us having to run away from this fight. Again, this guy's positioning in team fights is pretty dog shit. He ints basically all of these fights by going too aggressive. And he doesn't have a Guardian Angel. I think he had one before though, and he must have sold it. But he got Guardian Angel like 4th or 5th item or something like that. Way too late considering how he was playing. Either way, it's fine. I'm just a bit... This honestly annoyed me. Looks like a pair of titties. This annoyed me a little bit because... Like, come on. We have 0 vision on Gragas, 0 pill for him. He jumps into the pit as Baron dies. It's a 50-50 smite. And they're just really mad at me for it. Like, honestly, they were really mad at me. Talon was mad at me for it as well. Just ridiculous. Just a bit ridiculous, really. Anyway, I'm starting to get a little bit tilted here as well, as my team has already been rather tilted this game. Yasuo, obviously, is very angry. Aurelia has been raging at our team in all chat all game as well. Like, these guys are aggy people. They're very aggy. And it's... After losing that Baron, it's starting to hit me as well, I'm not going to lie. So, we have a dead Janna. We have Talon in that bot side. But there are 2 people chasing the Talon here as well. So I want to make sure that if we do go for a play, that I'm in a good position for it. Elder Dragon is spawning here as well. But it is a bit of a problem without this Janna to decide how we go for this fight and how we play this fight. Now I feel like the optimal play here for me would be to position somewhere like this. And just Weaver's Wall across and make it so that Urgot can't get in and all that stuff. That's what I should do here. I don't do that. I don't use my ultimate here. Instead, I try and just get the Urgot by itself. But he's too bloody tanky. I don't know why his on is that. It's kind of trolling. But it's fine. We flash away. We don't die here. But sadly, Yasuo is not going to have the same luck. He is going to die on this one. So that kind of sucks. We lose someone for free. 2 people there even, sorry, because Talon tried to backdoor and just died to Aurelia, so that's nice. So we lose Talon, we lose Aurelia, we're going to lose the... Talon, we lose Yasuo, we're going to lose the dragon here. And this is where I'm being spam pinged to use my ulti here. Now the biggest reason I don't use my ult right now is because if I do, I don't have my Zhonya's. Siva will 3-shot me, pretty much. 3 or 4-shot me depending on how many crits she gets. And we're not really that close. It doesn't look like we really fancy doing this one. So I'm just not going to go for it. But again, you'll probably see some spam pings coming through here. If I'm there it is, some spam pings. Yasuo wants me to ult this minion wave off. And I'm just having none of it. I mean, in hindsight, I should use my ult here. But I kind of want to save it. Because I just like... I don't want to do anything until we have Yasuo or Talon respawning. I just don't want to do anything until we've got something. And we look at that position here now. The gold is even. They have Elder Dragon here. We're in our own base, under our Nexus towers. This is not pretty considering how this game was going. We can try and pick someone out of position here, however. Gonna chase them down, see maybe we can get something. Get a cheeky little seismic shove. I have a lot of damage this game, so I am very strong. I am positioning here so that I can try and get a Weaver's Wall over the wall, which would allow us to chase them down. That's not going to happen here, so we just don't do it. Go back to farming, take my blue buff, get a cheeky little recall here, and now I'm fully built. Got my Leandries, got my Zhonya's, just stacking up on blue pots here. So all good stuff for now. All good stuff for now. Now this is where it gets a bit interesting as well here, guys, because at this point in the game, someone needs to do something. Someone needs to make some kind of proactive move here. To just, like, if we get some catches, we win the game, because they have no towers there, legit 0 towers there. But at the same time, if they get some catches, they will also win the game. So it's a little bit risky here. And what's going to happen right now is we see 2 people in the mid lane. So I'm going to position around here. Maybe we can get a cheeky little catch. Get some nice amount of damage. But oh look, we are fighting. Urgot's coming around for the flank. Aurelia's started the fight. She's missed her ulti. And what am I going to do? I'm going to fly in with the Weaver's Wall, join from miles away, which is perfect for joining this fight, but also cuts off the enemy team so they can't join the fight as well. That means that Aurelia is going to go down here. Urgot is going to be soon to follow. Alistair as well in a bad spot too. Gragas perhaps going down on top of that one. Even Siva comes through. I don't know what she's doing there. I don't know what she's doing there, but she's going to die. And that's going to be it. 3 kills. 1 Weaver's Wall. We're going to move forward here. 4 kills. That's the inhibitor. That's the Nexus. And this absolutely awful game comes to a close. Holy crap. That was... I said this in post-game lobby to the Yasuo. I said, Yasuo, you are a good player. But you almost lost this game for us by inting. And you need to type less. I said that to him. Not that it means anything for me to say something to someone. It's pointless. I don't know why I said it. But still, I said that to him. And it's just like, holy crap. The Aurelia did really well to come back into that game. She was really strong in some of these fights. She was off on the side, which you couldn't really see that much because I was focusing more on myself and what was going on with the group top members. But Talon was trying to split push a lot and Aurelia just kept killing him. You try and backdoor and he would just die. Aurelia was getting a few catches. Like, it was honestly a bit of a clash of titans to an extent. And they were both bellends. So there's that. But it's just like, god damn. Annoying. But hey, we win. I was in my promos. I don't think I mentioned that, but this was this is my first promo game into D3, so I win one more and I will get into D3, which is weird. Well, is it weird? I don't know. The MMR of this game was around like mid to high D3, so it's weird for me to be in D4 and be in this game. But whatever. It's all good. It's over now. We survived. It happened. And a pretty nice KDA as well, especially to begin that game. But holy moly, that was just, yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for watching the video, guys. Thumbs up if you like, subscribe to me for more. Don't forget as well to flick my bell, get those notifications so you'll see when I am uploading my videos. You guys are awesome. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next